LV here with a quick thought video for you today, and as I talk I put up some of my newly acquired gold refractors for my set for you to look at. So I was going through my normal pity party after I got the results, the grades back from an awful PSA order. You know, going through the three stages of emotions after you get a bad grader. 1, anger. 2, shock. 3, sadness. And usually that's as far as it goes. Then I go to sleep pissed about it, but wake up fine in the morning, moved on. But this order was really bothering me, probably because it was a huge 140 card order, and it pushed me to a new 4th stage, resolve, wanting to find resolution. In other words, problem solving, so one day I don't have to receive unfair bad orders. And it got me to this idea. And honestly, I think it's a good one. So, my proposal idea to PSA is for the customer, us, they get to one-click rate their grader after each order using a 1 to 5 scale. It's our chance to rate our satisfaction of our grader's overall accuracy, consistency, and care they put into our grades for that order. So, in PSA's app or website, upon completion of the order, you are able to rate your grader 1 to 5 satisfaction scale. This will give us the feeling that we at least have some tiny crumb of autonomy in the whole grading process, that something is in our hands, and maybe that little spark of change can come from the rating. I'm definitely not saying we get a refund or anything, or that they change or reverse the grades or any kind of outcome of the order or anything. All we want is to just click a star rating, a number rating, that's it. And that can let PSA do an internal analysis and review of the ratings for each grader over time. View their rating averages, and that can let PSA know which graders might need improvement, more training, more alignment to their standards. I think it will show them which graders are too harsh. And I'm not saying that they fire the dudes or lady graders or anything like that. Maybe just check in on them. Make sure they don't have burnout. Make sure they still care about their job. And maybe have them do some more compatibility training. Get them more aligned with PSA standards for each grade they give out. And I think the ratings will ultimately help PSA address their problem graders, and we as loyal paying customers will benefit from that greatly. So, I think they should use a simple 1 to 5 scale like this one. Easy, one button click, no more, no less. So a 5 would be extremely satisfied, and for me that would mean the grader showed great consistency and accuracy to their standards, that they showed extensive knowledge of particular sets and years, and they didn't rush things, and maybe they weren't scared to give 10s when the card truly deserved a 10, or they noticed the appropriate flaws accordingly. For satisfied, number 4, I would say for me that would be the grader was overall consistent and accurate, maybe missed a few, maybe a little tighter, but upon further assessment you can see what they see. All right, number 3, neutral. That's kind of those orders where you felt the grader could have been better, but also could have been worse. A little more inconsistent, more random low grades, kind of a little more variance in accuracy, but overall just okay, neutral. Number 2, unsatisfied. The grader, it would be where the grader seemed more inexperienced, less knowledgeable of certain sets and years, too harsh at times, not consistent kind of throughout. Number 1, extremely unsatisfied. That would be kind of the worst case orders. The grader didn't care. You could tell they just rushed through the order, just kind of slap grades down, wildly inconsistent, not accurate, lots of random, inexplicable low grades. They grade certain players differently, just kind of all over the map. That's what a 1 is for me. All right, so let's quickly talk about the bad order, my bad order that sparked all of this thinking. There's no other way to put it. One of my last orders was awful. I thought it was inaccurate, horrendous grades. Flipping the cards in the swipe to reveal when the grades popped was absolutely brutal for me. And that's usually my favorite part. I love the swipe to reveal. That's part of the reason why I have no self-control to actually do a blind reveal for you guys. I really want it one day. In fact, I honestly don't even want to do a reveal video for the cards next week, but I want to always be open and transparent, always show the bad with the good. So I will definitely still do that reveal. It'll be available on Tuesday. Back to that order, I could tell something was off with the order from the start. I had a bad feeling when it leapfrogged over lots of my other orders that were submitted well before that one, and it only spent a handful of days in grading, and it just got to assembly so quick, and I knew this was a bad sign, especially for a bigger order. And then weirdly, because PSA haven't done this in a long time, they charged my card on a Saturday, and grades popped on a Saturday. They used to do that, but not for the last 6 months, and that I've noticed. And it honestly felt like the grader just didn't care, kind of rushed through the grades, just didn't care about his job or just want to be there. Because there were even 10s that should have been 9s, but there were a lot of 8s that should have been 10s. Just a lot of wild low grades just all over the place. I just made myself feel a little icky. It's really an awful feeling because you haven't done anything different. Same meticulous pre-sub screening. And I feel like I'm a perfect barometer of noticing that true outlier order, the bad grade order, because I submit so many cards and I've been submitting for 20 years, and most importantly, I'm so consistent in the types of cards I send in. I send in similar years, similar sports, similar cards from certain sets, and I break them up equally into multiple orders. I literally stack all the cards up I want to grade, sort them by year and sport, and then, like dealing hands in poker, I create separate stacks to be graded. I don't put better or worse condition cards all in one particular order. They are spread out equally. And if you guys have been watching my channel consistency for maybe the past 3 months of reveals, you've probably noticed that PSA has been consistent, solid. I've been consistently getting around a 50% gem rate with very few 8s and really nothing below an 8, because these days I've learned all the flaws and spot them accordingly. But then you have orders like these, they just kind of make you feel sick. And on such a large order too, it just isn't right. It doesn't seem fair, and it kind of makes you want to give up grading with PSA or other companies, or grading altogether. But then you have to remind yourself, and it's something I've always said on this channel, you take the good with the bad. It's just how it is right now. I hope that changes. And more often than not, you do get good, decent orders. I'd say 3 out of 4 of the time, 75% of the time. And I can live with that. But damn, does it hurt to get a bad order on such a large order, a bad grader on such a large order. That's why I still recommend breaking up large orders. I'd say 50 to 65 card orders is the sweet spot. 20 to 35 card orders are nice too. Okay, let's just get into one quick possible concern with the rating scale, and that's if the PSA haters out there, they might give 1 ratings no matter what on their orders. But I think assessments would be made on a larger average sample size over time. And honestly, I feel like at least 80 to 90% of people who submit to PSA right now truly know grading and are honest in their pre-grade assessments, especially now with the COVID boom craze in our rearview mirror. I think we are left with true collectors, the survivors, the grading enthusiasts, the knowledgeable submitters are left. All right, let me know what you guys think of this idea down below. Good or bad? Am I crazy? Or is this potentially helpful? If you do like it, then maybe help spread this idea throughout the sports card universe, because so much of PSA and the actual grading process is still so shrouded in mystery, and we are left in the dark with so much of it. At least give us this tiny bit of control. I honestly feel like a simple click of a rating of the grader will make us feel so much better about all of it. The injustice and fairness of it all. And I think we deserve something like this. And it's not even a big thing. Feedback through ratings is important, and we should be allowed to give ours. PSA puts a number on us, so let's be able to put a number on them. And I truly feel it would be a good thing for PSA and the overall consistency of their grading and graders as well. So overall, I think this is potentially a great thing for the hobby and the grading realm. All right, I'll be back with I'll do a DC Sports 87 pickup video. How about I'll release one tomorrow? I haven't done one in a while. And then I'll be back with that bad order reveal on Tuesday. All right, I hope you enjoyed listening to me talk a little bit. Thank you. And I hope everyone has a great day.